Alright, I'm going to be going over how to use MACD. This is me. Show you my profile just so you can see that it's me. So let's pull up the chart. Okay. Pull up MT4. And here's MACD. It's a chart with MACD on it already. I'm going to show you how I use it. You asked about MACD divergence. I don't really use divergence because there's not really a lot of divergence signals with MACD as of late 2016. But I'm going to show you how I like to use it. Now, I use it when the histogram crosses the MACD line. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and point out significant points where that happens. Okay, we got one right there. Let me go ahead and move this arrow over there. That would be a buy. And up top here, that would be a sell. We'll go ahead and mark that. Here, that'd be a sell. Now you would buy it up until this point, and then you would sell it off when the histogram crosses back down through this MACD line here. Now from there to there, yeah, let's say about, let's move this over here a little bit. Move it right there. That's where it first crossed through it first, actually. Came back down. It didn't really cross back over it. And it went up again, so let's put it right here. Move this arrow over there a little bit. Okay. Now from here to pull back, that's how many pips you would get if you would have stayed in there. Now let's see, let's go up to here. It's a significant amount of pips on that move on the hourly chart. If you would have got it on the buy there and then got it on the sell there. Now let's mark some more points. Okay, put that there. Change that arrow property to green because we're going to be buying it. Put one there. Okay. Pretty much from here to there, that's what we'd be on right now. That's would be our most recent current move. It'd be a good amount of pips that should be locked into already over the weekend. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark a couple more areas of where I would trade. I would take certain trades at. I'm going to mark this area here. Histogram crosses through MACD signal line. Put a red arrow there to show the significance of that move. I'm going to match it up with the graph. Now you can always match as you go. I'm doing it for educational purposes. Just go ahead and fill it in as I go. Now from there to there, significant amount of pips, at least 1,000 pips right there. So as you can see, it's very powerful if you use it correctly. Over here, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and eclipse another area of significance. There, go ahead and make that a little bit bigger. And you put an arrow there. And let me go ahead and mark the chart up here also. I can't really fit it, so I'm going to put it in the closest spot I can, which is about right there, which is actually where it first crossed through the MACD signal line, and as you can see, another significant amount of pips. I'm going to go ahead and mark some more spots just so you get the hang of it, you get the gist of it. Let me move this arrow over here. I ain't gonna mess with that arrow. I'm gonna go ahead and eclipse this spot down here and show you the crossover histogram through a MACD signal line. Alrighty. And let me put an arrow there. Now I don't put arrows when I'm live trading because this is just for educational purposes. Once again, significant amount of pips on this pullback. You would have got that amount of pips. Still a good amount, you know, if you're a bit of a reserve trader, you know. But if you're a more aggressive trader, you would have got it on that full move to the downside there as the histogram flipped through the zero line. And a significant amount of pips you would have got there. Now you're not going to win all the time using this strategy, but you might win about, say, 90% of the time, which is still really good in trading. You can lose 4 times out of 10 when you trade and win 6 times out of 10 and still be profitable as long as your money management is correct. And I want to show you a custom MACD that I have down here. It's the same way, it works the same way. Only difference with this is it shows the moving average lines, both of them, and also the histogram. The one that comes with MT4 default only shows one histogram line and one histogram. I'm sorry, one MACD signal line and one histogram. I'm sorry. It works the same way. Only difference is the histogram bars flip over the zero when the lines cross. So it gives you a bit more visual confirmation when you use it that way, but they work the same way. You can use either or. And as you can see, I'm just marking the spots where the histogram flips and the lines cross. It's basically the same spots that the default MACD works at. So you can use either or. It's just what you prefer to use. Go ahead and mark this area. As you can see, it works the exact same way. It's just a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and finish up by marking up some areas over here. Crossed up through there, histogram crossed over the zero line, crossed down, histogram crossed down over the zero line, and I'm going to do one more, crossed up and also did the histogram. As you can see, crossed up, so did the histogram, so did the price. Now always follow price first. Use indicators just for confirmation. Let me go ahead and put some arrows there just for visual purposes. Always trade with the price, not the indicator. Use the indicator for secondary confirmational purposes only. Never trade just the indicator. indicators are slave to price. Go ahead and change that color to the lime green, and there you go. This is how I use MACD. I don't use divergence because I don't see many divergences when I use MACD on the hourly chart. Go ahead and mark one more. I missed that one. Now you may see some divergence on the 15-minute chart or something lower than that, but I don't really trade on the 15-minute chart. I trade on the hourly chart and above, hour for hour, the daily chart. The weekly chart, I don't trade on the weekly, but I use the weekly for trend confirmation. Look at that. Look at these beautiful signals. Beautiful. I'm going to make that small. Beautiful signals. Now you can just use the MACD alone and price action, and you're good as gold. Now I use stochastic, like I was saying, I use stochastic, MACD, price action, and I also use moving averages. Stochastic I don't use as much because they give me false signals. When it's in an overbought, it stays in overbought. Sometimes, a lot of the times when it's oversold, it stays in oversold. Even though price continues to go up and down, it will stay in oversold and overbought areas. I don't really like that. MACD is a leading indicator. Stochastic is a lagging indicator. Leading meaning it gives you signals prior to the move. As you can see, let me just go ahead and there is divergence using the custom MACD. Let me go ahead and show that really quickly. As you can see, price was going up, MACD was going down, and what happened around that area. As you can see, price goes down with the MACD. Now that's divergence. I don't really use it because there's no need to really. That's how I use MACD.